Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. It's Montina here. And if a sister friend shared this with you, she really does care a lot about you. There are women in this world that are doing the work, or wives doing the work. We love being married. We know men, oh, pause is because we need to pause sometime and be emotionally mature, pray before we sing, and love our husbands. And if you are single and you're saying, well, I don't have a man, because I had somebody recently say that to me. I invited them to the corner, like, well, I'm not in a relationship. I'm waiting on God. Okay, cool. But you can still, you're welcome over here if you desire a relationship. So I have my agenda, but like I said, I'm going to make it quick. So are welcome. Please share this. And I do this because 50% of first marriages end in divorce. 67% of marriages end in divorce, and second marriages, 70%, 5% of third marriages end in divorce. Less than 5% of people are crazy enough to get married multiple times. Okay. And I'll tell you, there are many of us on this planet that we love, and we realize it's us, and there's some things that we need to course correct, and we're willing to do the work. So, this is a safe place for women. So, we do a devotion. Okay, so we're going to get into our devotion. And this is Battlefield of the Mind. And it is be thankful at all times. Through him, therefore, let us constantly and at all times offer up to God praise, which is the fruit of lips that thankfully acknowledge and confess and glorify his name. It says, when do we offer thanksgiving? At all times, at all times, at all times, in every situation, in all things. And by so doing, we enter into the victorious life where the devil cannot control us. We don't have room for him. And I like doing these devotions as reminders for us that we have to just be thankful if we're in the valley, coming up out the valley, looking over into the valley, to be thankful. And it says, how can he control us if we're going to be joyful and thankful no matter what our circumstances are? That means I am thankful no matter what the situation is. Now, again, you all know I'll say things like, excuse me, like, God is faithful. Now, God is not always good, but as a parent, we're not always good. There's some situations you go through and like, this is tough. This is challenging. This mother-in-law is challenging. This sister-in-law is challenging. This ex-wife is challenging. This daughter is challenging. This stepdaughter is challenging. This kids are challenging. Adults are challenging. Grandkids are challenging. Folks around you are challenging, but you're still going to have joy. You're going to exercise thanksgiving, and you might be grateful for the time when they leave versus when they come, but you're still thankful for something. So again, admittedly, this kind of lifestyle sometimes require a sacrifice of praise or thanksgiving. But she said, I'd rather sacrifice my thanksgiving to God than sacrifice my joy to the enemy. Okay. And she said she learned the hard way that if I get grumpy and refuse to give thanks, then I'll end up giving up my joy. In other words, I'll lose it to the spirit of complaining. We don't want to have a spirit of complaining. And I listened to something this morning where the lady was complaining, and I can't wait to share it with you all. But the Psalm 34:1 says, I will bless the Lord at all times. His praise shall continually be in my mouth. And again, I respect and honor all religions here. You are all welcome. And for me, for my faith, you all know, well, I'm not even going to talk about that here, but I have a core belief that God is faithful. I trust God. I adhere to it. I just move in, but it is through our words, our actions, our lives that we reflect the God in us, right? It's reflection. But how can we be a blessing to the Lord? By letting his praise continually be in our thoughts and our mouths. So again, as I say these, how can we be a blessing to our husbands? By letting our praise, right, continually be in our mouths and our thoughts. Be a grateful person, one filled with gratitude, not only toward God, but towards people, towards your husband. When someone does something nice for you, let them know that you appreciate it. Show appreciation in your family, appreciation for your husband. And she says that here. She said, we've been married a long time, but I still tell him I appreciate him. He's a very patient man. And she said it helps build and maintain good relationships to let people know we appreciate them, even mentioning certain things specifically we're thankful for. Okay, so a lot in here about appreciation and gratitude. And this right here is this core belief I have. Don't get too complacent, especially in your relationship with your husband. It's that long term. You know, when you think over the year, still keep it spicy and flirty and fun. And the thing I had in my notes today was real simple as we're talking about that. Again, our power comes from these words that we're reading, the word, the reflections, the things that we're doing, the work, reading the books, the book that I've talked about this week. The Four Seasons of Marriage. I'm almost done with the audiobook. I have 40 minutes left. And I'm like, oh, it's such a good book. It's such a good book. Read it, read it, read it, read it, read it. I'm on the last part and I'm reading the audiobook. And then I like to look at the actual Kindle book too, or I might even get the physical book and put this in my library because when I pass, I want certain books in my library for my kids. I'm telling them don't give away my books. But he has all the strategies aligned from the book that tell you what to do. Strategy one challenges you to deal with past failures. Failure alone will not destroy a marriage, but unconfessed and unforgiven failure will. Strategy two reminds you that attitude often makes the difference between winter, spring, summer, or fall in your marriage. A negative, critical attitude pushes you toward the coldness of winter, whereas a positive attitude, which looks for the best in your spouse and affirms it, leads to the warmth of spring and summer. We want spring and summer marriages. I don't care how unrealistic that might seem. We want spring and summer marriages. Strategy three, last one I'll read, encourages you to discover and speak your spouse's primary love language. Actually, I'm going to skip that one because there's a lot of talk about love languages. Let's talk about strategy five. Strategy six teaches you how to maximize your differences. God made husbands and wives different for a purpose, a positive purpose. When you learn how to turn your differences into assets, you and your spouse will both be winners. Okay, this is a good book. It's a good book. And the last thing I was leaving for us, we have our power, our praise, meditation for our minds and our thoughts. Pray before you say, sis, be emotionally mature. Then we have making it our purpose in marriage is to become our best versions, and his purpose is to become his best version. So I just started a book. My hairdresser told me about it. So I got my hair done yesterday, but I have it in a little roller because I'm going to another Pilates class. And she was like, Montina, have you read this book, The Queen's Coat? And I was like, that sounds so familiar. I said, I know it sounds like a really familiar book. And guess what? I had it downloaded in my Kindle on my phone. And I said, okay, I have it downloaded, but I haven't read it. I said, wow, isn't that crazy? She's like, I knew you knew that book. And I said, well, let's read it together. So this is going to be our next one. Oh, this is a different type. This looks different than it does on Kindle. It's like a black book and it has Queen's Code. She might have updated it. It's from 2012. So I read one excerpt from video, and I'm going to tell you, it is amazing so far. Oh my gosh. And it reads in parables. So they're short little quips, short little stories. And she talked today about this woman that was complaining about her husband and complaining what he wasn't doing and in front of a whole room in a seminar or something like that. And the gentleman said, oh, you're a frog farmer. She's like, a frog farmer. He was like, yeah, you turn, instead of turning frogs into princes, you turn princes into frogs. I was like, but you have to listen to it. We'll start that one next week. So the practical side today was when things are good, how do we make them better? So it's already good, but how do you make it better? So you can turn your good into better, your better into your best, and keep going higher and higher and higher. So don't think that, okay, things are wonderful, but how do you get it to the next level? What else can you do? So you all know I went and did my little sexy dance class and it was a lot of fun. I told a bunch of my sisters at Pilates, they're like, I want to go, I want to do this, I want to try it. So that's why I'm always sharing and making it practical because things are good, but how do we elevate it and make it a little bit better? One of the things we have here in the community I live in is, you probably have one, but it's an Explored magazine. And actually, it tells you all the great places to eat and all the things you can do. And here I am, if you're here, I'm on page 46. That's me. And my husband actually took this out of one of the magazines and put it up in a frame in my office. It's super cute. But that takes good into better. So think about that this weekend. How can I take what's already good, make it just a tiny bit better, right? When we're cooking a meal, how to make it good, how to make it a little bit better. I told my husband I brought his dinner home last night. We eat out on Thursdays, but we kind of eat hibachi. I didn't want it. So I went to my favorite Mexican spot. I sit at the bar. So my single ladies, all my single ladies, y'all need to be sitting at these bars because these men want to be chatty. I had my headphones in because I'm not single. And I'm literally sitting there looking at my YouTube. I see, and so the way the bar for the Mexican restaurant, you sit at the bar, but it's not a bar, is it's the seats here, and let me see, here, and I'm here. Okay, it's perpendicular. So I'm literally looking at now next thing you know, you look up because I'm eating. And I see someone going like this, crazy arms. And I looked, I was like, he was like, "Are you on a call?" I said, "No." But I was, of course, paying attention to what I was doing. My point is, he wanted to talk. He was talking to the bartenders. He was talking to all of us. And so, he's talking. He was had been in the Navy 20, maybe 30 something years. And then he was talking about his, tequila, had me a little margarita. I'm a one drink drunk. So eventually he said, "What do you do?" And I said, "What do you think I do?" Okay, got kind of snarky. He said, "I don't know, something important. You look like you do something important." I said, "Well, what?" So he's like, "You an attorney? Are you a C-suite executive?" So I was like, "Well, I've owned a company a long time, so this and that." But I came home and told my husband, he was laughing, but he's like, "I was there. He wouldn't have said it." And I was like, "Well, you could have been there with me." But for you all that are single, that's the thing. Go sit by yourself. Now, if you're sitting by yourself, don't put in your headphones. But even my married women, it's okay to go sit, have some fun, get your time into breathe. I'll go sit at a bar, eat my favorite meal, come home. Fine. I told my husband about it because it's dialogue and it's fun. But what can you take that's good? How do you make it better? Put that spice in there. Okay. And I want you to think about that. But the two books I referenced were The Queen's Code, and I'm finishing up the four. I keep saying the four seasons, but the four, yeah, 5 seasons, but the four, y'all, these books take you to a whole nother level in your life. Okay. All right. So, your hobbies are important. Your hobbies make you happy. My Pilates is important today. I'm going back to another class today. Your self care is important. That's spiritual, emotional, physical, mental. I'm going to get a massage today. My little body's been sore, but I do once a month as a treat because we need it. And you might say, "Well, I can't afford it." Well, there's different seasons in your life. What can you do that helps you to reset, recharge, ground, and make sure that you are the best version of yourself in your marriage? And the other thing is your self maintenance. Okay, keep yourself together. Okay, y'all should not be running out here raggedy. Okay, please don't do that, especially if you associate it with me. I don't care what you with your hijab on. Y'all put your little cute clothes on, put you some cute little get your I used to polish my nails, now I get the little gel nails, put your little bracelet on, put your little heels on. Heels elevate everything. Or even like I get these little shoes from JC Penney, just a little glitter. Girl, spice it up. Get you cute, cute. Hey, even with my hat on, I'm still cute, cute. You need your sister circle. I stayed out late after Pilates talking to my girlfriends, and we just chopping it up, just talking unicorns and rainbows. It doesn't have to be super duper 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 deep all the time. And you have to put on your armor. And Kai says she likes my sound. She gotta put it on, y'all. Because you're gonna deal with some real things this weekend. You're gonna deal with some real things this weekend. My friend, when I walked in today, she said, "What are you doing this weekend?" I said, "Girl, I'm going to a set tonight," which for Chicago Step and our parties are called sets. So tomorrow, my husband's friend has a 60th birthday party. Then with Sunday, I'm going to a set. I said, "What you want to? You want to come to church with me? What you want to do?" People have fun with me because I have fun in life. Okay, this is a real life. We are at war. I don't play about any part of my life. Okay, y'all have to be on. And especially for my women in here that are married, we glow up differently. I went to an event yesterday. Be mindful of that. Be mindful that you are sexy to men because you're doing the work. So that's why I talk to my married women about that attention that you receive. And I'm telling you, I get it because I get the attention. You need to make sure that you are deflecting that and make sure that you are getting that from your husband, that desire. Because remember, your husband isn't going to be as interested in what you're doing as the person you're meeting at that event because they don't know you. So don't take that energy, that attention, and bring that home like, "Well, my husband isn't." Mm-mm, mm-mm. You see your husband every day. Whatever it is you desire, then you need to talk to your husband. Sometimes I follow my husband around the house. He doesn't ask me how my day was, and I'll just talk because I feel like it. And I can tell you, like, "Oh, here we go. Okay, so what? No problem." Again, he's your husband. And I wish, I can't wait to talk to y'all one on one. Baby, he is your husband. He belongs to you. You belong to him. Okay, even today, I came on my husband's home today and I had walked up and he was outside doing something with one of our trucks and he had on his robe. And I looked, he actually looked down and like pulled his robe in more. And I said, "Oh, you out here showing off my goodies." Add humor into the relationship, softness, sweetness. Get you some nookie nookie this weekend. Okay, when y'all a little downtime, don't go too long. You know what your time is. For me, 2 weeks is the max. It is important. Intimacy is important. Sexual is important. And actually, I do want to address this. Some of you all are dealing with some unfaithful spouses. Okay. That's tough. That is a tough time. But remember this, when we withhold sex from him, just as if he's withholding it from you, it's only one place he's supposed to be able to get it. And if he can't get it from you, where is he supposed to get it from? Men aren't like us, where they could just be like, I'm just going to abstain. Ask God to speak to your heart, to speak to your mind. Ask him for the answers. Because I can't, I don't know. Get therapy. But remember, y'all are only supposed to get it from one place. And I tell my husband that too. Hey, if I can only get it from you, where else am I supposed to go? Okay, let's go. Okay, get it on. And I know I talk about that, y'all, but it's real. If he can't have it from you and you can't get it from him, what you doing? Y'all roommates? And that's not a good way to live. But that's why if you're in a winter marriage right now, fall marriage, my heart really goes out to you. That's hard. That's hard. And I've been there. We've all been there. Read the 4 seasons so you can get out that winter season, at least get into fall, spring, and back into summer. Okay. All right. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. Why? Because the joy of the Lord is your strength, sis. You got this. No weapon formed against us shall prosper. I promise you. And if y'all want to hang out, you local, text me. Y'all know I hang out all weekend long. Why? Because I want to have fun. I work hard. Oh, no, I don't. I work smart. I do. I work smart because we don't want to be strong. We're not strong women over here. Let them handle that over there. When actually somebody told me that yesterday. They said, "Oh, you know today." They said, "Oh, we strong women." I said, "Oh, no, 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 no. I'm a smart woman. Be smart." Okay. I love y'all. I love y'all. Love y'all. Let me look at the comments. Let me look at the comments. Your pod, thank you so much. Listen, you're local. Reach out to me on next door, justmontina@gmail.com. August 24th, I know there is a brunch that my girlfriend's hosting. So if you can join us, we'd love to have you. Glendora, I hope you're coming. I have an event at 11 that day, a business event. I'm on a panel, so I'm going to do that event and skedaddle on over. Kai, I love you. Welcome. Okay, my single women, make sure that you guys come hang out. Antoinette, hello, hello. Y'all go sit at the bars at these men love Mexican restaurants. And the man talking to me yesterday was a white man. He was very nice looking. He looked like Hulk Hogan in his youth. Very nice looking. Okay, yes, the armor. All right, y'all. Thank y'all so much for watching. Hello, hello. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. And you know what? I'm going to address something because your Pa does a great job moderating. Thank you, your Pa. Um, some of the people come in here and say real funny things. It's funny to me. The person was like boobies. They just come in and troll. But there are ones that come in like you sound this us Manny. Some will come and say, "Hey, pretty lady." You guys, men are men. I'll go play. I was walking out of Publix one day and the man said, "Oh my God, you're gorgeous." And I am cute. Like, listen, y'all better start walking confident. I said, "Oh my God." I said, "Thank you so much. I appreciate it." And maybe it's like, wow, they're just, men love attractive people. Okay, they're wired that way. My grandma said you put a skirt on a snake, he'll sleep with it. They're wired differently. Accept the compliments and keep it moving. Especially by married women. Some of my single women accept the compliments. Even if I'm downtown, now mind you, just homeless folks. Sometimes you have to be very mindful if I'm in the city. But even with some of the older people, respect and honor are so easy to do. If I see a even older homeless, I say, "Hey, uncle." Respect and honor are very, very easy to do. Okay. But I told you I was going to leave here. I had to go. So y'all have an amazing rest of the day. Enjoy the weekend. If you are single, y'all should not be up in the house. Shame on you. I'm really going to start getting on y'all. You cannot hang out in the house. You cannot hang out in the house and expect to meet. You can't wait on God. Oh my God. For what? What you wait on God to do? He sent me to tell you, get out the house, go sit at the bars by yourself. Start enjoying your company. Be confident. Look up. Smile. Eat your food. Somebody is watching you at all times. Okay. All right, y'all. Have an amazing rest of the day. Bye, y'all.